keeping it real.
Hey, we are here with a brand new guest on ReW, and it is Miss ViViaN. You know, I know
burlesque with some.
while you're doing burlesque, you pierce like. So, like, how many piercings do you have?
I only have actual permanent. Everything else I do is what's called play piercing. So it's just surface under the skin, and I pierce from my forearm, my chest, my torso, my thighs, and my back.
Now, do you get a sensation while you pierce?
I get a major adrenaline rush, that's for sure.
You do. Now,
Yes.
what made you like figure this out?
Thanks. And yeah, something like that. And I definitely have a medical fetish, huge medical fetish. So
Like what, medical like stuff?
medical stuff and medical role play. I'm also a pro dom, so
So, like, do you like doctors that wear surgical masks?
it depends on the doctor.
Oh, so now it depends on the doctor. So, like,
I'm
if
more
somebody's
interested in
coming
the
at you with
nurses, to be honest.
forceps, does your heart start palpitating?
It depends. It's more on the play with piercing and some other.
And you do this as a profession.
Yeah, I do.
That's great.
As
Yeah.
a dominatrix.
Do you
Wow.
do any? Do you any films?
I have done a lot of fetish and bondage movies over the years.
I'll
A
look
lot.
that up.
Yeah, I've done a lot.
I'm gonna
So,
Google you.
people Google Miss ViViaN.
I've done a lot with Rick Savage over the years and several other producers. So I'm in a lot of movies.
So, when did it start? Like, what was your. I want to do this.
And I was very much into the goth scene in New York, and it evolved into the fetish scene later on. And I was just very fascinated, kind of just into fetish and BDSM in my private life. And I decided to try it professional, and one thing just led to another.
Last night, I was at a storytelling thing about BDSM, and I just heard so many stories. It's so fresh in my mind. So, like, I totally, like, know more than I ever did from last night. So,
Very cool.
there was somebody there that they were talking a lot about piercings and
Mhm.
that skin thing. And one girl was saying that when she gets the skin thing very shallow,
Mhm.
she faints.
Oh wow.
And it's happened to her. But when she gets it deep, like a belly button piercing, or she doesn't faint. And it
That's
was,
interesting.
I know.
Yeah,
And
that's
she, yeah, it's happened to her multiple times. That if it's a little,
can't handle
she
it.
faints.
Some people just faint when they see needles too, right?
No, she said she can handle
Yeah.
the deep ones. She just can't handle the ones you do.
That's strange because I've had heavier piercing done on me during, scenes and performance demos and so forth, but not an actual permanent one, and I can handle both.
So wait a minute, how do they not stay permanent? Like the holes close?
They heal pretty quick. It can be a few days to a week or two, depending on how deep I pierce and how.
All right. So what do you?
Are 4-inch long 22 gauge needles, all sterile.
4 inches. Now, do you pierce on other people too?
I do actually. This Friday, I'll be performing at the Halloween Smack.
Where's that?
That is going to be on 30th Street. It's at the old Club Rebel, which I think is Sling. Actually, going to be
yeah, I know
piercing
that
my
place.
friend with skewers in his chest. Or
Skewers?
in
Are
his
you
chest.
doing a show at the old Batcave?
Yeah,
Yes, I am.
The first show I did in New York was the Batcave.
Yeah.
It's a
Ah,
fun
very
place.
cool.
that's been a lot of places.
That's what
place.
you're doing on Friday night.
That's
It's got a
what
new
I'll be-
name.
Yeah, it's now called Slink.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 10:30.
Going to be at Otto.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Everyone's going somewhere this
I've
time.
had
Are
my
you
own-
dressing up or?
I'm going to be a demon, so I'm going to be all body painted up, and the demon that tortures my sideshow friend.
That
and
makes
I'm
sense.
piercing him up.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're gonna give
So what do you need to do? I love your opal ring. Are you October? Or
I'm
you just
actually a
opal?
January
Do
baby.
we
I
take
just
Ah. We can't zoom in.
I can make a video of it.
Yeah. Just be
yeah,
careful.
everything's all sterile.
You can pick it up.
I can't see myself.
You can pick.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. I'll fix it for you.
Yeah.
Zoom as much as
Ooh,
you
we're
can.
gonna zoom
Yeah.
out there.
Want me to turn
No,
this
no,
this
no, no,
way?
no, no, no.
Oh yeah, you're close. We
Here
can
we
see.
go.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's a little. It's a fun adrenaline rush, so I like the pain.
Oh.
Yeah, it's one of my little piercing places.
Now, why do you lick it?
Because I feel like it, and they know it's real. So it's like,
So,
it's real. I'm not gonna go back in itself or anything.
And do you ever
that's so
bleed?
cool.
I do bleed a little depending on where I pierce, and sometimes on stage I'm already pre-pierced before needles,
Oh wow.
and I re-pierce into my forearm. So when I
You're not gonna
this
bleed.
isn't, but when I take it out, I will.
Okay.
When I take it out, I will.
You know,
There will
you
be
could.
blood.
You should
Wow.
get big safety pins. You know how these people do the thing where they do advertisements with tattoos? You could get like big safety pins, like
I could.
party at Otto's. You know, you could walk around.
Oh, God.
That's something I want to do.
Usually just a few minutes,
That's
and then I
awesome.
take out and I
Wow.
re-sterilize and prep and take care of myself.
Great. And now, so
Yeah.
you
I
just,
mean, you look so together, Miss ViViaN. You don't
Thank
look
you.
like, you're not shabby
does
at
that
all.
get your blood pumping?
Oh hell yeah!
She's beautiful.
I could do one torso one if you want.
This
This
is your
wild.
time.
This is like so
So it's
Freddy
like-
Krueger.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stand up.
Okay. As long as the camera sees it.
Got a good, you got a good shot.
Ouch.
Holy
Don't
pinhead.
do this at home.
Holy pinhead.
Please, disclaimer: do not.
At home, I am a professional.
And that's your.
Where'd you learn how to do it?
From being a dom.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Your cousin told.
No, my cousin didn't.
But he says very nice things about you.
He is a darling and one of my best friends.
Wow. Give it up
What
for
a
Miss
very
ViViaN.
That is
Now,
wild.
when you take it out, do you get a rush too?
Yeah.
That's very
It's
cool.
just such an adrenaline rush, and sometimes with such heavy piercings, I don't even feel it when I'm on stage, and I'm pretty much in pasties and a thong, so I'm naked and piercing. So
Wow. So that's your shtick?
that's
I
my
feel like
shit.
you did.
That
You
and a lot
ever
of fake blood stuff too. I
So,
do some horror
what
stuff
did
too.
you
Wow.
did you
That's
see
awesome.
Gypsy? I mean, do you like the movie Gypsy?
I do.
You know,
I mean,
like
I
all
love-
those girls with. It's Gypsy. You never saw Gypsy?
Gypsy Rose Lee.
Come sit down.
You know,
Gypsy
it's not
Rose
like
Lee.
Fleetwood Mac is in anything like that.
No, Gypsy is class. It's like the best movie ever.
Oh yeah, I was negative 14.
Well, there is something called Netflix, or there's something called like TMC,
I will watch
TCM, right? Yeah, yeah.
That's fucking
Gypsy
really
is
cool.
like you remind me of like those girls, not a little bit more, but that's like your thing. One would have a light bulb thing, and one would have like So, and it was burlesque, stripping, basically.
Well,
So-
wait, I'm sorry. No, I was aside though. Where did you learn that? Because I was messing with you, but your cousin said
I
he was
learned
telling
from being
me.
a dom.
You
From
did?
being a
Yeah.
pro-dom
So it's
and
something
being
you picked
trained
up.
on medical fetish,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
picked
yeah.
it up and I tried it. I had another dom pierce me one day at a party and I really liked it. And then I started doing fetish performances with piercing about 10 years.
Something like this. Just
It depends.
do you do
on
private
the
parties?
performance.
Like
I
do
do
people?
private events as well.
Are those the best for
Well,
your?
yeah, in terms of money.
Do you,
yeah.
Do you people that like? What is it like? Eyes wide open, eyes wide shut?
It depends.
Do you ever go to those parties? They hire you, I'm sure.
You know, I dated.
Yes,
I
they
dated
do,
a
they do.
professional
Wow.
dominatrix, and she told me that
Maybe
she
I'm in the
just
wrong
went to so many
profession.
parties that she kind of broke out of the party scene, but she had a private dungeon with some of her friends, and she threw overnights. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
never really
My
heard.
dungeon does that too, where I work now.
Yeah.
Surprise session, yeah.
What dungeon?
It is called Sin Studios, a session
How
there.
appropriate.
It's a beautiful space.
Cool.
It's called CYN Studios. They do have
Is
a
it in New
dungeon
Jersey
party.
or New
It's
York?
in Manhattan. It's
Right on.
Midtown. And there's going to be a party tomorrow night.
Do you have any
Uh,
sex dwarfs? You should get some sex dwarfs.
There
might
I've
be
always
some
wanted
dwarfs
to
there
get sex
tomorrow,
dwarf.
I
I knew about.
For two
I've
there,
seen
I
this one
heard.
guy. He's a bondage dwarf. I've seen you around. They'd like to roll with him.
Does
It's pretty
anyone? Did they let anyone in, or do you have to pass a test?
You don't have to pass a test. You can come
You
in
don't have to
and
pass
be a
it.
Yeah. So it's
I like
yeah,
to
you
watch.
just call to find out the location and how much you come in and
in.
done. I
Yeah?
can show them. It's okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's
You know, I
like your
had-
jewelry.
actually had my own experience.
Do you ever
with that.
walk around like and see if people notice?
I've never done that actually.
Bird dogs, or like
That-
and like really go tip. I'm looking for a bracelet to match
My needles.
my needles.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or I need a new brooch.
What's the longest you've went with having one?
The longest I've had
Yeah.
one, I've never 40 minutes, I guess, I'm guesstimating.
I had a needle in me once for like 5 days, and every 5 minutes I hit a button and it said me morphine.
Oh,
When I was in the
yeah.
hospital.
It's one of those kind
Yeah.
of
Well,
things.
that's a
Cool,
little
you hit a button, you get a
different.
goodie.
So it is
fucked up.
National Oatmeal Day.
Ooh, national.
Yeah, do you have a skeleton in your closet? I'm sure you have some good ones.
Quite the other end of the spectrum.
That's fine.
Actually.
Okay.
And when I was little,
Well, actually, it's
That's
not.
awesome.
true story. I actually used to want to get nuns.
That's not shocking at all, actually.
But
I
for
wonder
me,
what you never know what those nuns are doing
There's
back in
something
the
so
abbey.
bad in me.
Exactly. Maybe that's what they're doing.
Maybe, but for me, that is like a shock to people when they hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Hey,
makes
nuns
sense.
are sexy.
Yeah, exactly. So have a cookie. And do you have a website? Like, how do people find you?
I do have a Tumblr page on MissVivianNYC.tumblr.com, and I do have a Facebook fan page, MissVivianNYC. as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for visiting.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
See you on Friday.
Thank you.
Do that.
Like Terminator.
You. What's that you? Keeping it real, keeping it real. ReW and who? What's that you say? ReW and who? What's that you say? There's a quirky, cool new internet show